It's time for Guess That Bassline, the game where we play just the bass line for popular songs and see how many you can name correctly. All bass lines are from major sections of songs, such as verses, choruses, or highly recognizable transitions. Naming the song correctly gets you 1 point. Singing or humming the melody will get you half a point. Any challenges will be decided by our distinguished panel of judges. Now it's time to play Guess That Bassline. Welcome back to another episode of Guess That Bassline. I'm your host, Tim Oates on bass, and today I'm joined by another eager participant. So I introduce you to Chuck. He's actually in a old band of mine. The band is Anlin's Curse. I played bass and Chuck actually played guitar, but Chuck considers himself more of a bass player, having been in bands doing both. Isn't that right, Chuck? You consider yourself a bass player nowadays?
I am a bass player. I just took a short siesta to play guitar, only to play with you, Tim.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you did. The band that you picked is Metallica, which I'm very excited about, and I think a lot of our viewers are going to be excited about. And more specifically, because Metallica is a little bit too big of a catalog, so you went with the Cliff Era, which again, I think a lot of our viewers are going to be excited because there is no bass player like the late, great Cliff Burton. Are you ready to get started? Do you have any questions before we pull up the first song?
Nope, let's do it.
All right. What song do you think that is?
Tim. You know I'm a huge Dave Mustaine fan, and that song was Hit the Lights.
That is incorrect.
No, that wasn't the chorus to Hit the Lights.
That was the Four Horsemen.
Oh. Do I get a quarter point because it's a Dave Mustaine song?
Unfortunately, no. I do appreciate the enthusiasm, and I appreciate that you brought up Dave Mustaine and you understand that complicated relationship. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, bring it on, brother.
Okay. What song is that?
Oh, the Scotch isn't helping. Da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da.
That one should be pretty recognizable. I gave a little bit of a softball there.
One eternity later.
I'm going with Fade to Black. Final answer.
Final answer, Fade to Black?
Yeah.
Let's see if you're correct. Excellent work, sir. Good job. Yes, that is Fade to Black off Ride the Lightning.
I'm glad it was worth the trouble.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yep. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on.
Good work, sir. Excellent. You are 2 for 3. As of right now, you are actually tied for the high score of all the contestants that have been on Guess That Bassline so far. I mean, it's been you and one other person. Do you think, with 4 more to go, you can break the world record of Guess That Bassline?
Tony is a god, but anybody with 2 fists has a fighting chance. Let's do this.
All right. Let's check out the next one. Thoughts?
Oh man, I don't have any thoughts. Ugh. This isn't a trick, and it's actually a Burton Affinity tune, is it?
It is not a trick question.
Oh boy. Oh boy. It sounds like a Master of Puppets track. Ah.
While Chuck is thinking about his answer, make sure that you're liking this video. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you know when I release more videos, just like this one. Chuck, have you thought about your answer yet?
Yes. Welcome Home, Sanitarium.
Final answer?
That's what I'm going with.
Let's see if you're right. That was Master of Puppets.
Did I say Master of Puppets? I said Master of Puppets.
You started to go down the Master of Puppets route,
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
you didn't get there. That one hurt a little bit.
Mm.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, bring it on.
What song do you think that is?
I'm going to go with Orion.
You, sir, are correct. You are 3 for 5 right now. You've got to feel pretty good so far. You've beat the highest score.
I'm standing on the shoulders of giants.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that song?
That was a song? I'm going to go out on a limb here because I believe it is right before the solo in Fade to Black. That's what I think it is.
You're going with Fade to Black again.
Ta 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 do do ta do do ta do. Yeah, I'll try it.
Fade to Black? Final answer?
Yeah.
Let's see. That song is To Live Is To Die. It was written by Cliff Burton before the bus accident, but was recorded by Jason Newsted, and is probably the only bass line you can kind of hear on the album And Justice for All.
You told me you were going to preface a trick question.
That was not a trick question. That is a Cliff Burton bass line.
It is a clip, and I even got the drum fill.
Unfortunately, you didn't get points, but the next one is your trick question. Are you ready?
Oh boy, bring it on.
What is that song?
I always associate a galloping bass line with Iron Maiden. So I'm going to guess it's an Iron Maiden tune. Since I have to pull one out of my rear end, I'm going to go with The Trooper.
Iron Maiden, The Trooper. That's your guess?
Yeah, why not?
Let's see if you're right. That is a Megadeth song, specifically Mechanics. It's actually the exact same bass line as the first one, The Four Horsemen, except it's a little bit faster. when Dave Mustaine was in Metallica before Metallica got signed, he actually brought the song Mechanics in with him from his previous band. Then they kicked Dave Mustaine out. He took Mechanics with him. And Metallica re-recorded it, slowed it down a little bit, but kept the riff and changed the lyrics and called it the Four Horsemen.
Oh, man.
All right, you have 3 points. We have one more to go. Do you think you can bring it over the 50% line?
I think so, because I am going to make a little wager with myself to see if I can guess what the next song is, but I'm going to keep that in my brain.
So you already have a thought of what the song is going to be.
Because I think you'd find it sacrilegious that you wouldn't put it in the video. So let's see. You're calling this the last song. Let's see if you did it.
All right, let's see if Chuck knows the brain of Tim Oates. What song do you think that was?
I was so far off. I was so far off. So I thought you were going to go with Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, and you did not. For Whom the Bell Tolls, again. Final answer.
Final answer, For Whom the Bell Tolls. Let's see if you're right.
Nope. Nope. No.
That was Seek and Destroy.
And Destroy. I should have known that. Yep. Oh my goodness.
Well, here's the good news. You're now the reigning champ at 3 points out of 7. And actually, I do want to bring up the Anesthesia comment you made earlier. It was in my original list, but I couldn't get copyright clearance. The video would have been blocked if I would have included it.
Okay, so you still get an E for integrity.
With that, I want to know how you did at home. If you've been playing along, drop some comments. Let us know how many you got. Did you do better than Chuck? Did you do worse? I want to know all of that stuff. Again, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Chuck, thank you so much for joining. You did good work, my friend. You at home, keep making beautiful music, and I'll see you in the next video.
You knew you were going to get me with To Live Is To Die, didn't you? You knew you were going to get me with that one.
I did.
Oh, wow. Well, you got me good, bro.